Welcome back to ANTICS. The last episode, I was not in my attic. I was in a shed, talking to my soccer coach. And now, we back in business. It's been a minute since I've been back up here, but here I am today with my guest, Anya.
Yay!
Yay! Okay. Before this podcast began, we've been talking for
about 20 minutes.
about 20 minutes about
abortion rights.
Abortion rights.
Yay!
Yay! So, how do we want to begin our trend? Because if we've just been talking for this long,
I just say we just continue.
Okay, so my question. I'm gonna start on you because I think your point was valid when I asked you about the 6 weeks thing. So my question to you is, when the heartbeat bill, the 6 week bill, whatever are they the same thing?
So
heartbeat.
Let's just take the 6 week.
6 week. If it's murder, regardless. I mean, it could not be murder, but depending on your view, how you look at it.
Yeah.
But you are putting out a life, right? Like that's not an arguable fact. Like this is a possible life that you're taking away.
You're
right?
taking away potential life.
So, if it's gonna be taking away a life, regardless, I'm not gonna use the word murder, even though some people it is. But if you're taking away a life at 6 weeks, then what's the difference, say, if you take away that same life at 12 or 15 weeks, you know? So why do we put a deadline in a political sense?
I think that's what I was saying. It's not political, as per se. It's also based on facts of like how the baby grows and how the fetus grows.
But laws don't worry about biological things. They worry about the fact. They put a hard deadline. Or no, you're right. You're with the heartbeat bill. They do the biological growing.
So with that, so what were you asking?
So why? So in reality, we live in where there's states where you now can't get an abortion once a heartbeat is detected.
Yeah.
And there's also states. What states use the 6 week law?
There's just Alabama right now, and I think.
So why do they justify and meet in the middle, where with like the Democratic and like the going against the Roe v. Wade thing, where they're saying it's not okay after 6 weeks? Like, why is it not okay after 6 weeks? If it's the same result even before 6 weeks.
No, it's not the same.
So explain.
That's what I'm saying. It's like within the 6 weeks, if you were to have a miscarriage or you want to get an abortion or whatever, the chance of life during that time period is still low. Like, that the baby will exist. But after the 6 weeks, given modern medicine right now, after those 6 weeks, that baby has a 95% plus chance of surviving, and the baby will survive, and the mom will survive. And they will be healthy. So with that being said, if after the 6 weeks you do that, you're literally ruining potential life. Whereas before the 6 weeks, it's not that as per se.
When you generalize, because you're right, when you say that, I feel like that's generalizing, like all, like in the grand scheme of things, like all women are just gonna be like okay, like after.
Well, it's like not
because there's
emotional trauma and all that.
There's complications.
I agree, but there is that 6 week period if you do think you're gonna have emotional trauma and stuff that you can get an abortion. And I'm not saying I'm against abortions, period, because like let's just say like an athlete got pregnant and she had a Division I full ride and all this and she wanted to get an abortion, she should be able to, you know. But she has the 6 weeks to do that.
Okay.
But I feel like after the 6 weeks, you're literally ruining life.
After the 6 weeks, you're literally just ruining life.
It's like, it's murder then.
Okay.
In my opinion, but like.
I see. So, when we were talking, when I think that this, due to the fact that there's like sex involved, and like, cause you know how there's like if it's rape, then it's cool if to get an abortion. Like that's like a clause in these laws.
It's is
it not
cool? No, it's not. You still have 6 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Even if you get raped.
Even if you get raped.
The guy gets convicted like 8 weeks after.
Or there's whatever. I don't even know. Like, I'm not well educated. I haven't looked into it enough to say anything about it. But rape is just like, I feel like rape is an understanding, but consent is like that no consent thing that I don't believe that.
So tell me, right, with this whatchamacallit, with like what I was saying, like rape is one of the only crimes where you can explain and you can defend your crime by explaining your temptation for it, and it's a valid defense in court. That's in every other crime that's just considered confessing.
Yeah, that is also, I think, absolute bullshit. I think it should also be committed as a crime. That rape it's a crime, and it is a crime, but like the temptation behind it is valid is like literally bullshit, because you can have psychos out there killing people with that same temptation.
So with that said, if rape, there's such a gray area in what we define it as, I feel that there's such a greater chance with this, like, where we draw what we define consent as, for in like a court of law, for them to be let off.
See, okay,
and so if an abortion is prohibited even when there is these circumstances, that because of all of these broad hypotheticals and situations that do happen, that's why the government should just stay out of it.
See, because I think yes and no. Like I think government involvement in issues of rape is actually necessary. There should be more hard guidelines around it, but the reason there isn't, in my opinion, is because the idea of like just rape and getting pregnant is so broad. Like, there can be 12-year-olds that are getting pregnant, there can be 40-year-olds that are getting pregnant, right? And there's like a whole
so broad in that sense. It's not broad in like the fact that if you get raped you get pregnant. Like, it's pretty
no, it's so and it's so broad in the implications of it, because like if you're 18 you're an adult, right? So then after that it's like the consent. I'm saying this in air quotes. And I'm saying in air quotes, like, for a girl at least, if usually they go for guys that are their age or older. I'm generalizing here, but in that case, the idea of consent becomes a lot more, it doesn't have as much weightage on it, because the person's like, oh, they're an adult, you know what I'm saying? But then, when you're younger, like if you're a 16 and a 19-year-old, you have sex with a 19-year-old, and the parents find out, that 19-year-old's going to have implications. So, there's that whole thing, too, of being underage and being an adult, and that whole consent ideal of it. So, it's just such a broad spectrum. So that, like, it's so hard to fight on both sides. But I think,
let me tell you this. The about Alabama Human Life Protection Act, the bill 314, Alabama enacted in May of this year. It's a total ban on abortion in the state of Alabama, where if you're a doctor and you perform an abortion, it's a Class A felony and you get life in prison. And the amendments to this bill are that if it's rape or incest, those were rejected.
What do you mean rejected?
He stated she hopes the law will lead to a challenge in Roe v. where Roe v. Wade is overturned. So, I'm just reading. Several proposed amendments that would have allowed abortions in cases of rape and incest were rejected. The bill was signed into law in May of 2019. This is the thing. This is what is. This is law.
Yeah, it is.
So, how crazy is that? Like, there's no 6 weeks that we were talking about. It's just you can't.
No, 6 weeks.
If you get raped, you're just like, fuck you. Go to California, asshole.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, I think it's a little bit extreme.
A little bit.
Because it takes away rights, for sure.
Yeah.
But
so why
do
you think the government should have any, like,
I mean,
ability?
I think it should be...
I know we're not government and we don't get a say.
I think it should be under federal government, not state government. I think there should be more
so then
hard and strict... I think... No, it wasn't.
With the Roe v. Wade thing, that was federal.
That was federal, but with our government, as you know, there's so many things that can get overturned by states because we are
right, 10th Amendment gang. Am I right?
Yeah, so it's just, I don't know, I just feel like behind it there should be more straightforward laws under the federal government that should be implied within every state. And they should really generalize, like, exactly what should happen within each scenario, and they don't do that.
Yes, or have better, like, specific judges for abortion cases. Like, one judge that, like, hears all these cases.
Like, for, like... I mean, you need more than
like 3 judges that are, like, we decide what, and we look at all the evidence... And we hear these trials, and they're like selected from out of Alabama.
Or just
they're like completely unbiased.
Yeah, or like a couple per state.
I think that would be a great idea. Yeah, like
a couple per state. Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, I think we should move on from this stuff.
Okay, so I agree. Wrapping it up. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Anya. Why is senior year so stressful for you?
Oh my god. I think for me it's just different. Like
you're just quirky.
I am not quirky.
Different. What do you think? You're just different? Explain.
I think part of it's because all my friends are a year older than me.
A year older?
A year older. So they graduated.
Okay.
And so that makes it a lot harder for me to actually come to school. And the social aspect of it is a little bit ruined because people have established their groups. And as cliquey as Cal High is, it's like hard to be a part of one without everyone being so exclusive.
I see.
So that's an aspect because my group graduated and it's sad, but whatever. And then I think college apps are a toll. Like I know you, but I think most seniors feel this pressure. I
feel this pressure.
Yeah.
I have a month. We have a month.
We have a month for UCs. We have 2 months for regular decision.
Like 2 days for early action.
For early action and ED. Like, yeah, I know this
fucked up.
And it like
it's a fucked up time.
And for a lot of people, it like they think it determines their lives. And for some people it does.
Well, not really.
But like it does sometimes. Like depending on what like major you're going in, and it's debatable.
It doesn't decide. No, for no one it decides their life.
It doesn't decide their life, but the path they're leading on, yeah.
You can whatever major you want. Pretty much any university
has it. But like
so the place where you are does not determine where your life's gonna go.
I mean,
you determine where your life's gonna go.
You do.
So
but you can also determine where you go.
True.
So.
Well, no, actually, no, because of these stupid fucking college boards that have complete arbitrary. But so what do you think about the admissions people?
Oh my god, I hate them.
So, but what do you know about them? Because I've asked, nobody knows. Like, what do you know about them?
Okay, so for the UC admissions, like a lot of the times they don't even read it. They go through the stats. Is it
per school or is it just the UC? Like they are one body.
UC is one body.
Okay. But their schools take different GPA requirements to get into.
Yeah.
So that we're just numbers.
Yeah, they're just numbers.
So we are just numbers.
They pick them out to schools, and I mean, for UCs maybe, but for other schools, I know a lot of people that have not had the best grades and gotten to really good schools.
So why is that? Because that makes no sense to me at all.
Honestly, I just think all of college...
Is it just, are we just not, like, in the room so we don't know, like, what conversations and what factors go into it?
No.
So we're just, like, guess I'll write down everything.
All of college is just...
But then again, it's like, if I write down everything, maybe that's bad. Maybe they don't want to hear everything.
Yeah, all of college is rigged. You write an amazing essay, and you don't have the best grades. You have mediocre grades, but you write an amazing essay to this one college, and there's this other kid who's been fighting their ass off, and because of this one essay, that other kid doesn't get in, and the other one does. And it's just...
oh my god.
It's just...
If you think about that...
Yeah, and it stresses everyone out. The stress is so justified and valid, and honestly, whatever. Just trying to get out of high school.
I feel that. I'm very excited for college.
I'm just trying to get recruited, my friend.
Why?
Why? Because I want to play tennis in college.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
That's gnarly.
Is it?
Why do you say that?
I don't know.
Is it? The fuck?
Gnarly. Gnarly is such a weird way to describe
it. It's gnarly. You play tennis in college. You can travel around. Gnarly. What word would you call it? What would you describe it
I think it's cool. I put a lot of hard work into it, so.
Cool. Put a lot of hard work into it. That's gnarly. I don't know what you mean. How's that not gnarly?
It's gnarly.
A lot of work, dedication, effort.
Yeah.
My book of vocabulary.
Gnarly. Shakas.
So, is that stressful? Do you have a fucking added stress of trying to practice tennis all the time? Or does that really not? That's not a.
I like doing it.
Oh, so then why?
I love doing it. I think.
Okay.
I think more of it for me. I think is just hard, because a lot of people have it set they have to do college apps right in school. I have to figure out where I'm getting recruited from, where I want to apply, if I have to ED to this school, so I just verbally commit, signing day. It's just a lot of things that factor out into it, which is why I'm overwhelmed.
Can you talk me through that process? How does getting recruited work?
Okay, so basically for me, I've been... Okay, for tennis, for my grade, they started recruiting us September of last year. Okay. But unofficially, underground stuff, they can talk to you since your freshman year. Got it. So for me, I can't say schools or anything. But
okay. Yeah.
I've been talking to some schools since freshman year. Okay. And the way it works is but when you're allowed to go on officials and stuff, and they see you play, and they've been talking to you, you've been emailing them, talking to them on the phone, they come to your tournaments, they like you, you could go for an official visit to the school. And after that official visit, the coach determines whether they want you or not. Usually they do, because you've been invited for an official, which is all paid for, the dorm, your food, your transportation, all of it's paid for. And then for D1, at least. For D1.
Is that what your goal is, D1?
No, just a good school.
Okay, keep going.
But so then after that, they give you an offer. And an offer is you have this amount of time to say yes or no to my school. To say yes, you want to be on the tennis team, or no, you don't want to be on the tennis team.
Tennis is an interesting one because it's so individual.
It is an individual sport.
So it's so individual. So how do they... what is it? How...
They literally rate you individually, but it's a team too, so you have to get along with the girls. And
why? Why do you have to get along with it?
No, that's my question too, because as an individual sport, you've learned to compete with everyone. You have to beat everyone. There's no one that you're
including your teammates, right?
I mean,
in practice, that's your whole thing.
In practice, and
is anybody rated as a group? When you play other schools?
Yeah, so schools are
then ranked. you play. You're the equal. What you do you have a number on the Cal team, or do you not play for Cal?
I don't play for Cal.
So would you play for a team?
No, but I will.
You play for your.
I played for the U.S. in the world. It's called Davis Cup, Fed Cup for us. Okay. So yeah, you are ranked in that and it's based on your national ranking.
So you have a national ranking.
I do.
Gnarly. You see, that is gnarly. You can. Guess how many people can say they're nationally ranked in tennis? How many?
I mean, for me, I know a lot. But
okay, what's that number?
I mean, there's a lot of people.
Probably not that many.
There's a lot of people that are not nationally ranked, but top 100 in every top 100 nationally.
What's your national rank?
I mean, I've been injured. It's
Okay.
not that good right now, but like.
So not good right now.
It's like.
It's
like 70 something right now.
What'd you max at?
I was 12.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
12th in the country.
Yeah, in the 16s.
That's badass.
And then I was like 30 something here.
That's really good.
And then.
Do you compete in like state or is it?
It goes.
Mostly national.
It's mostly national. I also played international.
So do you travel like different? What states do you go to?
I've been to a lot of states.
Damn. Like which ones? Where you
I've
go?
been to Florida, New York, Arkansas, Texas.
Holy shit!
Nevada,
Just to
Arizona.
fucking fuck some people up in tennis?
Yeah.
That's hella cool.
Just to fuck some people up in tennis.
Just to fuck some people up in tennis. So let's go back to the team. So when you play other teams in college, what does that mean?
So, okay, so basically,
confused.
usually the way it works is like a team is usually consisted from, let's say, like 10 to like 16 is the biggest tennis team I've heard.
Okay.
Usually they're around 10 players on a team.
See.
And they're ranked based on whatever the coach wants, seniority,
Okay.
something.
A lot of politics going into that too, huh?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Seems
But
like-
it doesn't really matter because usually you want what's best for the team.
Yes.
So there's 6 singles and then there's 3 doubles, I'm pretty sure.
You've never been into doubles or?
I do play doubles, but like I like singles a lot more.
I see.
Yeah.
No one to fuck up, right?
Yeah.
I get
But
that.
like you're basically brought on from your singles point of view. And then if
So
you're
that's
good
what
at
really matters.
if you're good at
I
doubles,
see.
then it like you play doubles for them too.
Do colleges value your doubles? Are you ranked in doubles?
You are ranked in doubles, but it's like there's like a combined ranking,
I
which
see.
is what you use nationally.
Okay.
So it's both your doubles and singles points.
Okay.
But yeah, there's 6 singles, 3 doubles usually, and you just play other teams. So it's like 1 will play 1, 2 will play 2, 3 will play 3.
Like the rank.
Yeah.
So you are
In your
ranked.
college.
You are ranked 1 through
6.
1 through. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense because there's 3 doubles.
Yeah, but then there's like college rankings too. So there's
if you play doubles, can you do double? Or
Yeah.
You can do doubles as well.
Yes. And then there's like different college tournaments you play where you might end up playing your own college teammate too in the tournament. So like in the finals, like a girl from Stanford can play a girl from Stanford, or like a girl from USC can play a girl from USC. So that can happen.
I see.
Yeah, so there's like
So
tournaments
the point of a team is essentially moot.
in those tournaments, yes, but
Okay, I got you.
But in
league.
Yeah,
Is
but
it league?
I don't even know what it's
You don't even know. It's just like,
I'm just trying.
fuck it, we're playing these guys today.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a league. This is just
I'm just
this
trying
is our time.
It's just
Is that how it works?
Try to win. You just gotta try to play your
Because
best.
there has to be a schedule, obviously, though, right?
Yeah, there is.
So is that considered league schedule, not tournament schedule? Is every single fucking
There's, like,
time you
fall
play
schedule,
a tournament?
there's
When you play at a school, are you playing with multiple people?
It's
Or just one person, like one match, 2 match? How has it been in nationals? Like
it's
when you play
confusing.
nationally?
So NCAA tournament, I think it's the one where every like the top, if you're like top something in college ranking, you get in and you play that and you try to win it for your school. Like that's just how it is, and you might play your teammate along the way. But
Interesting.
yeah, it's just.
Have you ever? Has anybody even like, we're gonna pay you for being like endorsement?
Like scholarships? Or sponsorships?
Yeah, sponsorships.
Yeah, they don't pay. We're not allowed to get paid.
Okay. Well, football players are now, huh?
There's like, are they? In college?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That was the whole thing.
in high school, though, like, you
No,
can't
you
get
can't
paid.
get paid in high school. Okay.
But in
college,
you can't, I don't know.
Let's look it up.
You can't for tennis.
Let's refer to the Googles.
You can't for tennis.
Can tennis players get paid in the NCAA? Let's find out.
You can't.
NCAA bans student athletes from hiring agents or signing endorsement deals.
Yeah.
They do allow schools to give athletes cost of living stipends of a few $1,000s per year.
Yeah.
And the NCAA allows tennis players to accept up to $10,000 a year in $10,000 in prize money each year.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you can get some fucking racks and prize money,
you
huh?
You can get $10,000. But if you accept one more dollar than $10,000, you have to declare yourself pro.
Really?
And you can't play for college anymore. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting. In any of these two tournaments or whatever you've done up to now, is there any prize money? Has there been?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
I've played a couple.
Have you touched any of that prize money?
I've played 1 or 2 pro tournaments. Yeah, a little bit. Tiny bit.
Get some new shoes. Get some new.
No, it goes.
Bedazzle your racket.
It goes towards my savings.
Put some diamonds on that shit.
Yeah, no. But we're allowed to get free sponsorships. So if anyone wants to give us free rackets.
What's your favorite colors to wear while playing tennis? You a white skirt kind of gal?
I wear black shoes.
Nike?
Always.
Strictly?
Always wear black Nike shoes.
Nike?
I have like my specific black shoes.
You very superstitious gal?
No. Not at all.
Not at all? None of that shit?
None of that.
I was raised very superstitious.
Really? I just believe that you're out there on court and you just have to do your best and figure out a way.
Do you have a pregame ritual?
Yeah, but it's not like ritual. Like you do your warm up.
I see.
You do your warm up. You do the same things over and over. But let's just say something goes wrong and I forgot an exercise.
Like headspace. Like do you meditate before a game? Do you say shit to yourself? Like think about stuff.
I do.
You put yourself in. How do you listen to a song? How do you put yourself in that mindset?
I have 1 or 2 things that I do. I'm not gonna disclose them, but I have 1 or 2.
You know what? No. Okay. No. Is it embarrassing?
No, it's just
private.
It's just
you don't want to let anybody else know your secrets. I see.
But
respectable.
You do your warm up. You go on court. You run. You go on court. You warm up, and then you have 20-ish minutes before your match, and you're just to yourself, not really talking to anyone. Cool. And then it's all you just
That's really interesting.
You just go and do it. You're on court for 2 hours. It's a fucking battle.
How did we start this conversation?
You just asked me about school. Senior. We were talking about college.
I said, oh yeah, gnarly. So how often do you practice tennis?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
If I'm injured, I've been injured. I've had a broken finger, a broken knee and stuff. But I'd say about 3 or 4 hours.
How long does that get you out for?
I've had a recurring knee injury for the last 3 years.
Oh, those damn recurring injuries.
Yeah.
Gotta ice that shit, man.
I do.
Gotta make sure. I bet you're not good at icing it.
I am.
Every day?
Every day.
Wow. Okay.
Every day, icing and rolling. Every day.
I shouldn't assume that you're bad at icing.
But I used to be bad at icing.
Okay.
It took the second time around.
It's a hard habit to get into. I should ice more.
It took the second time around to actually understand that I need to ice. But yeah, it's okay. But ideally 3 to 4 hours a day.
How many?
3 to 4 hours a day. That includes going to the gym. So a gym for an hour and then on court for 2 or 3.
That's a lot of dedication.
It is.
It's a lot. You've done that all through high school?
I've done that for 10 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
I guess they say you gotta do 10,000 hours if you're really fucking good at something, huh?
You have to do more.
Nah, jeez. That's a lot.
Yeah, but just always been an athletic kind of person. I did dance and swim too.
I see.
Yeah.
Very cool. And you just like this one the best? So you did dance and swim?
Yeah, and soccer.
And soccer?
Yeah.
So you're just an athletic.
Yeah, I mean, my family background's like that too. So.
I see. Your parents play sports?
Yeah.
Which sports?
My mom plays basketball. My dad's a marathon runner. And before that, he was on the cricket, on the national cricket team for India.
Holy fuck.
So.
The Indian national cricket team?
Yeah, but he got fucked over. So, but.
Care to elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, it's a kind of a cool story. My dad's a really good fast baller. That's what you call them.
Okay.
And, his parents, unfortunately, were not wealthy enough to send him to the training before he could get into the national cricket. So he got recruited and everything. And
then they gave him money for that?
And then his parents were like, no, we're not giving you money to go on the Indian national cricket team. And I'm like, all right. I was like, all right. He used that to come here, got a scholarship here. And
nice. So I want to dive into that a little bit more, but because of his parents' ideology based on sports? Do you think that is a lot of the reason? Does he push you?
He pushes us. Oh yeah, 100%. Because all he ever wanted to do was play sports. I mean, he used that to like get into Stanford here and then like start a life.
I see.
Yeah, he definitely why we're into sports.
We as in
my family and I.
I see. Yeah. Very cool.
Or my brother, me. Yeah.
So your mom, did she play basketball like?
Still? No.
Like when did she play it in college? Like,
yeah, she played in college.
Did she want to go pro?
No.
Or did she realize that they don't get paid at all?
No.
I'm not even gonna say they don't get paid less. They don't get paid at all.
My mom is like one person. I look up to her so much. She is just really like cool. A free soul. Like nice. She will do whatever she wants, and I
love that.
She's a lot like you. Okay. Like whatever makes her happy, she will do. Cool. And she doesn't really care about like how much money you'll get her or whatever. Just as long as like she's content doing it and her ends are getting met. That's and dope. Like there's a little bit of savings here and there, like she's good.
That's a great thing.
And that's like led her to so much success.
Nice.
Yeah.
Of course, you got to put yourself first, and that'll. Yeah. Success is very. What is success to you?
To me, I think I'm still defining it.
Okay.
I'm so.
This moment.
What does
it make up of?
I think it's a mix of, having your life together and enjoying, like, having your life together in terms of, like, making ends meet and a little more, money-wise.
Making ends meet and a little more. Why does that little more define success? Why can't you just be happy with ends meet?
Because as much as I would like to live in the present kind of moment, the future does matter.
I see.
You just never know.
You just never know.
You just never know what might happen, you know?
Never know.
So, yeah, but then I also believe in That's just, really like, good. I just also believe in, like, you know what, if you don't want to fucking study for this test, don't study for the test.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. Like, it's fine. Take one out, Take it, go out.
You don't need to study for a psychology test tomorrow. Like, what are you going to do?
Hang out with your friends.
Oh, goodness.
Whatever. Like, I took the L after rolling loud, and I paid for it in the midterm, and I did bad, but it's like, whatever. It's fine. What are you going to do?
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 Exactly.
Nothing.
So, a couple things here and there, but, like, go out and have your fun. Like, go out, enjoy time with your friends, go watch sunset by yourself, whatever the fuck.
So, hold on, I need a little bit of closure on your dad's cricket story.
Oh, go for it.
So, what do you mean, when you said he got fucked over, what is, like, just by his parents?
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Because he could have been, that was his dream, and he was there, and just because of a little bit of money, it didn't happen.
I think I'm getting conflicting memories. Somebody's dad that played sports got fucked over by like his teammates or like what did he do when he was here? I think I'm thinking it was you, but I think it also might have been somebody else.
I don't think it's me because he came here.
Because what did he do with that scholarship when he came here for cricket, right?
Well, he got it for cricket.
Dude, no, it's like in the back of my brain right now. It's like coming.
I've never told you this, so it's not for me.
Okay. Fuck. It's. Keep talking. It's gonna bring it up.
Okay, yeah. So basically, he got into Stanford.
Okay.
Good grades, everything. Damn. So he just came to Stanford. On that scholarship, and then he didn't like play because Stanford doesn't have a cricket team.
Okay.
So they just gave him that because he was a good addition to Stanford. And then he got a degree.
Okay. So they're just like, you've played national sports.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, we need
and
that.
His grades were good.
The Stanford club.
His grades were good, and he was an immigrant. So
that
that's
helps.
Another thing. And
you should, after this, you should listen. I'm going to post I did a podcast with my coach.
Okay.
He's from Africa.
That's cool.
And his parents, he always plays. He's really into soccer. He's soccer. He's really interesting.
Is it a guy who boxes? He's
Ali.
really ripped.
Yeah, Ali.
Is he Ryan's soccer coach too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard
he's dope.
So much about him.
He's awesome.
I want to meet him.
He is so interesting. He's such a positive soul, and he does what makes him happy.
I want to meet him.
He is really cool.
I genuinely
if you listen to that podcast, you will essentially be meeting him.
Okay, I will.
Seriously, it's like 30 minutes, quick.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's great.
I really want.
He's great. He's really, really cool. He talks to us. He'll talk to us for like 5 minutes and be like, you may wonder like why I talk to you guys like this. And he's like, because when you look back on this and you be like, why did Coach Ali make us do this? It's because I strive to like create these memories of when you look back on me and this team and what we've built and this camaraderie.
Yeah.
It's important.
I think also like based on I think coaches are so important.
I agree.
My coach is definitely a big part of who I am today.
Wow.
My tennis coach.
That's really big.
Yeah, he's been my coach for what, like 10 years. My dad is too, but like this guy, his name's Hunter.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been a part of my life since I started this tennis journey, and it's been like I go to him still. His club got burned down in the fire.
His what?
He owns the Lafayette Tennis Club.
Okay.
That's where I train.
And it got burnt?
It got burnt down in the fire.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah, I cried.
Shit.
I
really?
cried.
Damn.
I grew up there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, man.
And he just got it all renovated. But anyway, totally off.
No, it's good. What did you say he's part of who you are?
I think just the conversations you have with your coaches, because it's based on.
They know who you are. They know who you are a lot more than everybody else. And as an athlete, you display almost exactly who you truly are. And I think playing the sport is a big part of you. I agree.
You have to agree. Soccer
I agree.
Is a big part of you.
Yeah, I fully agree.
And sports is a big part of me too. And I think they understand that too. They've been through exactly what you've been through. Yeah. And they can really guide you.
And they've just pushed through and have been to and they loved their love of the game is what led them to this
coach,
moment.
Yeah.
Right? And so when you have that pure energy,
yeah.
It really
and it motivates me. There's been so many times where I'm just do I even want to play this sport anymore? What is it doing for me?
Yeah.
You know?
I feel that.
And then you talk to your coach and you're like, damn, nah, dude, this shit's worth it.
This shit's worth it. And then especially for me, a lot of the times I just love the feeling, the rush. When you fucking hit a nice is it called an ace in tennis?
Serve. Yeah, it's an ace.
And you ace someone? Is that just not
I think, I don't know, for
fucking
me, I don't use tennis as an outlet. It's just something I genuinely enjoy doing.
Okay.
But there has been some times where I'm just rallying and there's hitting balls and I imagine my friend Juliana told me to do this. She's imagine the tennis ball is the face of this person or the thing you absolutely cannot stand anymore.
In a sense that is an outlet, huh?
Yeah. But I didn't use it until Juliana told me this. I see. I was like, oh my god, that actually works.
Because I bet she used that in volleyball.
Oh, I bet she does.
Oh, I bet she does. Yeah.
Juliana's such a calm person, but I bet I've never seen her that emotional than I did at that volleyball game that I saw her play at. But
dude, and they were getting their shit slapped around.
They were, and she stayed so calm.
She did. I liked Sadie's mindset. I liked how she was
I mean, that's a good thing in the team sports too.
Absolutely.
If it's an individual sport,
volleyball's super team based.
Oh yeah.
All team sports are team based. What the fuck am I talking about? Soccer is super team based. I wish.
So is basketball, but.
Yeah, absolutely. So what drew your mind? Being you to this solo sport rather than a team sport.
Sports? I think.
Was it just something you enjoy more than soccer? Because you say you played soccer too, right?
Yeah.
So
I think for me it's. I like being the best.
I see.
At whatever I do.
And when you. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Keep going.
And when it's a team situation, it's I'm more focused on myself than I was with the team. And a lot of times, that's not the best thing in a team situation.
Yes, it is. Because you want the team's goal. But in this sense, the team is you. So you want your goal.
Yeah, so in tennis, it's it's all me. I'm just always improving me. I have no one else to worry about.
Yes.
Whereas in soccer, it's just
you have a team training. For you, training is whenever the fuck you want to train, right?
I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, you could say that about soccer too, whenever you want to train. Because there are individual moments.
Yeah.
Okay.
But.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, soccer, I played defense, so mid center.
Okay.
Defense, but.
That's a very important position in the game.
Yeah, it is.
How long did you play soccer for?
I played soccer for 5 years.
5 years.
4 years.
Okay.
I was decent.
Obviously you must have liked it for 5 years.
I just like sports, man. I
like sports. Do you like watching sports?
I do.
What sports do you like to watch?
I like tennis and basketball. And I've started getting into soccer. just started.
To watch it?
To watch it.
I've never been a soccer watcher.
Just.
I love to watch the World Cup because it's the most magnificent stage to ever any sport.
I think honestly,
I think it's incredible.
The sport I have the most respect for is soccer.
It's a fucking crazy sport.
It's a beautiful sport.
It really is. Just like the elegance of it too, with the moves
elegance and like.
And
it's brutal.
It is brutal too, man. I was about to say that.
At the same time, and I think it's a sport with the least amount of rules as well. And
really? Oh yeah. It's only got a couple page rule book.
Oh yeah. And
I'm a referee myself. I can vouch.
And just the lengthiness of it, but you're just engaged the whole time. And it's just
you can't get turned off.
It's beautiful.
If you don't like it,
I have so much respect for soccer.
Soccer's great. I love it. It's a lot of fun. Especially big mad respect for those motherfuckers that can run for whole games for 90
minutes straight. Oh my god.
Fucking insane.
I get tired.
I get gassed, bro. At these last 2 years that I've been playing, we've been playing 45-minute halves. It's fucking intense.
I've always had good stamina, but I was just running across the field with my brother for 20 minutes. Just playing soccer with him. And I died. It was 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just running back and forth.
It's fucking tough.
It is. No, it's mad respect for soccer players.
It's grind. It's grind season. But I mean, not to the agility that you need in tennis is fucking crazy
but
too,
you
right?
need that in soccer.
You need a lot of endurance, to go through that many sets.
I think tennis is
back forth, you know?
I think tennis is also a very brutal sport. It's not as much of a contact sport, but it definitely has its you need the stamina to be out there for 2.
Would you say it's more of a mental game or a physical game?
Oh, okay. Both. But
what's more?
So
or explain.
I explain. I say it's 80% mental, 20% physical.
80% mental, 20% physical. So okay.
But that mental can go into your practice, physical practice, which makes it a little bit more physical. You know what I'm saying? There's a mentality of just stick with it, do it, keep on going. That's also a lot mental and physical.
I see.
But just pushing yourself.
For sure.
But you also have to be very smart, what to do on what point, and where to serve where, and where to hit.
Where to serve where to hit.
Where to hit, and where to move, and what will work against this player, and what will work against this player, and can you actually, execute that? Or if you can, then you have to figure something else out.
Absolutely. So, when you see, one strategy isn't working out, you have to, think about how you can do it? Or is it more going through the motions of your training and just playing your game?
I think so. It's different for many people.
Okay.
There's many different types of players.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing could work for someone else, and one thing could work for another. There's this girl that can always pinpoint the other person's weakness, and she's so good at that she can target it. Whereas for me, I can do it, but I'm not exactly good at executing it. But I'm good at my own game. Whatever works for me, I'm good at it. So, I will try to make my game work instead of, working around the other player's game. So, there's,
I see. That makes sense.
There's more crafty players, and there's more, straightforward players, and I'd say I'm one of the more straightforward ones.
Okay.
But I try to make sure that straightforwardness is, it's working. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Tennis, sports.
Fuck yeah. So now we talked about the actual sport of tennis. Is there anything you want to talk about?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
Why can't the Earth and the governments in the Earth take charge and just be guys, it seems as though the world is on fire. And maybe, since this is happening more frequently, we should, as a planet, come together and do something.
Dude, I don't know.
We don't have to go into that deeply, but I just want to know your thoughts on why you think that hasn't happened.
Because people are so opinionated. People care about their own, and we have these countries where...
Why doesn't our president believe that it's a thing?
I mean, he probably does. It's just like it's other presidents don't cooperate.
No, he doesn't. You've seen his tweets?
I mean, yeah. But like...
Oh, it's the coldest winter this side of ever. You telling me global warming's a thing?
Okay,
You fucking morons. Liberals.
Liberals. I agree with that statement, actually. I just think, you know what, like, as we're progressing, things can't always just go up. That's just that's just never been.
Things can't go up.
No, things can go up, okay. But everything can't go up. Like, you can't expect, like, manufacturing and stuff without, like, fossil fuel getting into the air.
Okay.
You know? Like, there's, like, repercussions to everything you do.
I agree.
That's just the way it is. And I don't know what we can do about global warming, and I don't know what people are gonna do about global warming.
Like, California's on fire. Like, how do you, like, it's never been this on fire 2 years in a row. Like, this hasn't happened.
I think this fire shit is, like, hella government based. Like, how do all the fires happen at the exact same time? Like, please explain.
Like, they explained this happened the same time last year?
Yeah. Please explain to me how...
PG&E is, like, shutting them all off, shutting all the power off?
Yeah, no, please.
It's an act. They don't give a fuck.
For real. No, please explain to me how there's a fire in Southern California and Northern California at the same time. Like, are you actually telling me by coincidence, like, oh, a cigarette was here and a cigarette was there?
No, it's the sparks from the power lines.
Whatever it is.
It's because it's such a dry time right now.
Yeah, but
summer just happened, and there hasn't been rain. There hasn't been rain.
But at the exact same time.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like this last week, too. All of them happened the exact same time.
They're in different places, though. Like, why is that? You know, like, one burned down the entire fucking city of, like, Chico, and then one burned down the entire city of Calabasas last year.
They're so
and then
far
now
apart.
It's like,
Lafayette,
where was it? Lafayette.
And then, like,
is it happening in SoCal?
San Bernardino. Yeah, San Bernardino.
We'll have no way to prove it, but the government has definitely been.
That's all I'm saying.
Known for lying to us.
That's all I'm saying. Like that.
Have you never thought about that? I've never thought about that. That's very interesting.
Right? This, like, literally.
I mean, the Amazon rainforest. Those fires were people caused them.
Oh yeah, people caused them. They wanted
place
land for farms. Yeah. But this.
So it's like.
But this is just like people respect and admire California. People want to be in California.
Yeah.
Like, why are there...
I'm very glad I'm here.
So am I.
It's a great
I'm
place.
definitely gonna, like, come back here. Like, this is where I'm gonna grow.
You gonna go to college here?
I don't know about that, but,
Could you imagine no In-N-Out burger? Could you?
I could.
I
could.
I'm playing.
But, I will come back here, I know.
Absolutely.
And I will raise if I have a family, they will be raised here.
If you have a family?
I don't know. You just never know.
You just never know. You don't know that you. I thought we just talked about for the whole first 20 minutes we were here about that life is the most, like, precious, and our purpose. Oh yeah, our purpose is to recreate.
That doesn't mean I'm gonna do it.
Okay. For sure.
I don't have that id temptation of, like, going forward with the dirty.
The deed.
The deed.
The deed.
I don't ever like to say that.
Sex.
There you go.
We can say whatever we want.
Alright, for sure.
Except for some things.
Yeah.
We can't say we're gonna kill the president.
I hope not.
What?
We should talk about the election. Okay. Actually, no, we shouldn't. It's just...
Well, obviously something's on your mind, so is there anything you want to say?
Oh my god, wait. My mom's texting.
Okay, I'll pause. Obama! What a guy!
We're not in fumes because of Trump. Like, our economy has been great, and you cannot say it's not because of Trump. And
it's because of Obama as well, and the shit that he enacted.
No.
I don't know enough.
Yeah, not really, but
I mean, he did, like, the whole thing, even Jake.
He kept. I think Obama was great.
He was someone that, like, well, I have never been super following politics just because if it doesn't affect my life, I'm not gonna like go out of my way to like
saliency,
right? So, but what I can say is that as a human being that has lived through 3 presidents, 2 of which I have paid no attention to. I guess in a sense you can say that Trump's doing me a favor in making me pay attention to politics. But
I think
what I'm saying is that Obama was the only one who I saw make a real like reform in like a big health like in the healthcare
industry,
which is like something that no other president really wanted to take the initiative to do.
He did do that,
and no other political candidate today like even talks about it.
I think no, they do talk about it. It's just it's repealed now, so
it's fucking crazy to me. Like, why did he do that? Like, why did he do that?
Because
he was just a cunt. He just hated people's health.
No, because free healthcare is not a conservative policy. It's we already
why? Why do we want to like force people to pay for
because
fucking like health?
Because we already pay so much tax money to the government. Is that should be included in our insurance, and we can use that for private sectors. And that's like another thing. But I just think Trump, he's definitely made people more politically aware, and that is fact. Like more people have never been involved in politics since Trump, and I think Republicans have a tendency to do that because their views are extreme, and it's not really towards progression. It's more towards A, money making, and B, keeping things stable, as per se. Whereas more liberal views are progression, technological.
So when you talk about conservative being more stable, is that what you just said?
Yeah,
when you look at Trump's foreign ideas and foreign philosophy, how can you even utter those words?
I think stable. I didn't mean stable in terms of
with his like whole
literally
Russian
stability. I meant
the motherfucker was
it's more traditionalist. Like we want things to stay the same. Whereas liberals really want progression.
All right.
And you can agree with me on that statement.
Yes. So let me ask you this. As an American society, what does Trump show about us? What does he highlight? What does he bring out? In your opinion?
I think for me, he's done a really good job with the economy.
That's not what I'm asking.
Like, what do you mean? What does he highlight?
What does he highlight about the American people? That's what I'm asking. The fact that he fucking won an election. No matter that it was versus Hillary, who was the worst possible candidate to run against this fucking douchebag. But what does him being this businessman coming into America, not coming into America, he's been in America.
Presidency.
This coming into politics and just winning. What does that say about us as a nation? To you.
We do need to pick our leaders more wisely.
The fact that we have this dude who just tweets as fast and as much as like a Kanye West tirade. What does that show to you? Answer that and then I'm gonna tell you something.
So I think his persona, I will agree. I agree that his persona is not good at all. It's not. And the things he has no control. He has no filter.
No filter.
The guy has no filter. But
I think that shows the desire for Americans, like their hatred of PC, of this new world that we're in, this progressive like PC can't say the N-word America. I think that's what it highlights.
Yeah, it highlights that, but it's also like
the fact that this fucker can like say that he can grab women by the vagina and just like get elected the next month.
Yeah.
That's what that shows to me.
I think persona-wise, it's not the best thing you want to put out. It's not a thing you want to put out.
I feel, if you go to another country, you feel like gross. I feel gross as an American, like knowing that my president is this person. It makes me feel tainted.
Yes, but in America, you feel at least, okay, I think...
I mean, as a whole, we fucking have... we're tainted just as Americans, we've had slavery for fucking way longer than everybody else.
But we're also not, like, you go to...
Absolutely.
No, but you go to some countries and you're worshipped.
Yeah.
You're worshipped. As an American, you can...
Where? Well, do you have any...
I've been to, like, Morocco, I've been to India, I've been to Sri Lanka. Like, I look Indian, and... I mean, I look Americanized, but I'm Indian.
Okay.
And people can tell that I'm not from India. I speak the language. I don't have an accent when I speak the language and everything. People can just tell, and they're like, "Oh, how is it there?" Because their main motive in India and like a lot of third world countries is to come to America.
To get the fuck out and go to America.
Yeah.
This is true. This is very true.
In a lot of third world countries, that is how it is. People just want to come to America.
You make a good point.
But
not to say. I'm not gonna say. So, but to like. To more powerful countries. Say you go to like England, you go to countries in Europe. Yeah. They look at Americans with like disgust. You know the stereotype of the the obnoxious American, the arrogant American.
I think with all countries that have power, they want the most.
I agree.
And with that being said, we look at some. I mean, I feel like Americans in general are just very accepting, but
are we?
Countries. Yeah.
Except of like people.
Of people.
Yeah. I agree
as a
with
country,
that.
we're so accepting of people.
Not of views.
Not of views, but.
Sorry, I tried to specify that.
But like of people, we're very accepting. But like, I think as of right now, America is number one. And it has been number one for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people just look at that as you're talking politically, right? Like they look at us in disgust.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's because of that sort of like we want to be in power, and they have this guy who's setting out this horrible persona as president. They're still in power.
It's almost comical in a sense.
It is.
I think if you look at this from like an outsider's, like an Australian's perspective, like any other country,
I mean, they could really
like their comedy,
fucks.
Like they could give zero fucks, but just looking at how our politics have turned into a reality TV show, it's so funny. It's sad because we're living it, but it's so funny. Like when I'll watch like a fucking SNL or like the Daily Show or something like that. It's funny. It's sad, but like it's fucking funny.
But you have to agree, like with Trump's policies, like it has brought good. Like American unemployment rates have never been slow.
Sure. In that sense, it's been good.
It's been really good.
But the fact of the matter, to most Americans, I can't say that. I'm not most Americans. I'm just me. Never mind.
No, you can generalize yourself with most Americans.
So, I think most like Americans, they don't care about the policies that he puts out.
They care
about who he is.
Yeah.
And what he represents. Like for the KKK, guess what? He represents like this fucking god. You get that? Yeah. He's like a god. The fact that he did not denounce the white nationalists in those North Carolina riots, I know what you're talking about. That is just like, that was just such a breath of fresh air to like every racist ever.
Yeah.
You get that? That's what disgusts me.
No, it
disgusts me.
A lot of people,
Does it disgust you?
And it disgusts other. I wouldn't use the word disgust because I feel like I've never really looked at that side of Trump. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I've never really.
I can respect that.
I've never really looked at that side of Trump, and I never.
But why? Can you answer me that?
Because as a whole, he's helping the United States, and that cannot be refuted.
But he's not, in an economic standpoint. As a whole, no. He's creating a fucking huge fissure and just grabbing it and just ripping it apart as our society. Socially. So what I was saying, I feel when I made that comment,
he hasn't changed social policies, and I think that's what people don't understand. So people will rip him apart for saying all these things, but he hasn't done anything to change social policies. He's just spewed his own mind. Yeah, he's just expressed his own mind.
That's not changing anything, left or right.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Pause. You have something to say.
Okay. I forgot what I had to say because my brain is fucking fried. But, what are we at? Oh, we're at an hour.
Damn.
Nice. What? All right. Let me explain something real quick. So, Kanye West.
Kanye West. Something both of us agree on.
Let me break down.
Did you watch the David Letterman one?
We talked about this. Yes.
We did.
I love it. Oh my god. Okay. Kanye West is quite possibly the most complex human being to ever live.
No, I just think he's the most complex celebrity.
No. I think he's the most complex human being.
Really?
Yes.
I think there's a lot of humans like that. They're just not as famous.
Okay. You're right. You are. Yes. I agree with that. So, that's so true. So
I say I relate
that's so
to Kanye
true.
West a lot, and you're a lot like him too. And
that's
just,
so true.
He's
somebody that I look up to.
Really?
Like,
okay.
So I watched his TMZ rant, and then I watched his SNL rant.
Okay.
And holy shit, the SNL rant was like it was beautiful.
All right.
You should. It's like 12 minutes. But what was interesting was that I was listening to him talk. And it was being filmed by someone's phone. They were a group that was watching it.
Okay.
And I was listening to their comments when he would talk. And I heard three things. I heard what Kanye was saying.
Mm-hmm.
I heard what I know to be what he was trying to get across, but what he just couldn't because his brain is just too complex and too fast and too overdrive. It's on overdrive. So I was hearing that, and I was hearing what these people heard.
Yeah. Okay,
and I was when I talk to my mom or when I talk to anybody about it, all they hear is these extremes. They hear and they see the hat. They hear and they see the radical side. They see him taking the microphone away from Taylor Swift at the VMAs. They see these outbursts where he has no control. And they don't look to the reason why he does them. They just see it.
I think the identity of Kanye West reaches out to people who are most like him. And when I listen to him too, I haven't listened to him as in depth, but I've listened to a couple of his things, like his talks, and they reach out to me the way they reach out to you. Like, I hear what he's saying, I hear what he's trying to get across, and I hear what everyone else is hearing.
And that video was such like a wake up, like just a blast in my face.
I just think, like, when I hear his mind processing, I relate to it to mine.
Like so much. So much.
And people can't do that. And I think that's why people don't like him.
Because they can't have a dialogue with him because he's not in front of them. They just see and they hear the arrogance of him. And they get turned off.
It's arrogance and stupidity. Like if you hear you hear the third point of view, but everyone else hears. And it's arrogance and stupidity.
From who? From him or the other people?
From what the other people hear. And
directly what they hear is arrogance and stupidity.
It is. But you just have to understand his mind set and his process behind the things he does, and I think that's absolutely amazing. Phenomenal.
So why do you think... Okay, so sorry. You finished what you were going to say?
No, that was it.
So why do you think that he looks up to Trump? Looking at him and who he is. Why does he look up to Trump? Because I have an answer, and I want to hear your answer.
I think I've never thought about that. Why does...
So you've never thought about that?
Why he looks up to Trump?
Yeah.
No.
Let me break it down to you.
All right, please do.
Let me break it down to you.
To hear this.
So I'm going to explain this in a way where this is. I'm explaining to this like it's a fact, but however, I have no knowledge of the scenario. So I'm just going to explaining my theory.
All right, go for it.
My theory on this is that Kanye West is so you understand how famous he is, right?
Yeah.
And how looked at he is, and how in the limelight, how relevant he is, right?
Yeah, very.
So, and you know that he wants to. He talked about how he's going to run for president, right?
Yeah.
And so what I heard him talk about was how many people told him that he was like an idiot for saying that. Mm-hmm. And he reads the internet. He has the internet. He sees everything that people say about him. Mm-hmm. Like, people, when they type about these things about him, it hurts him.
Yeah.
It hurts him, like, to his core. When Drake says these lines and these shots at him and then refuses to have a dialogue at him, it hurts him to his core, which causes these rants. Mm-hmm. And because he has no other way to put it out there. And all he wants is to put it out there, right? So, when he's a very stubborn individual. He's someone who says his mind, and if you disagree, and if you tell him not to speak his mind, he gets angry.
Yeah.
Which is... Sorry, what were you going to say?
Go.
So,
finish your thought.
When he... when he saw that Donald Trump, no matter what he stands for, Kanye does not agree with what Trump stands for. As a whole. Specific parts of him he agrees with. But as a whole, he can't. He's a black man in America that grew up in Chicago. He cannot. And when there was a point in that White House rant when he talked about how he said, we need to reform police and stop and frisk. And then a reporter said, Donald Trump has said he's in favor of stop and frisk. How do you respond to that? And he's like, oh, sorry, Trump. I didn't mean to put you on blast like that, brother. But like, we can talk about that later. Because they were going to have lunch, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, when you look at that, like, that was just... Okay, so, sorry.
I think I see what you're saying. I think... See, that's where I, like, don't understand. Like, people... We can say Kanye West is more loved than Trump. We can say that.
Is what?
More loved than Trump. We can say that. Somewhat.
Sure.
Okay, so if
absolutely.
If Kanye can speak his mind on a platform, on such a high platform... I
think no politicians are loved as much as any musician.
But why can't Trump do that? And I think that's what...
Can do what?
Speak his mind.
Trump can. He does.
He does, exactly. And people hate on him for it.
Yes.
But then, see, that's where I'm, like, questioning, like, your thing. Well, I'm not, like...
I haven't finished.
I'm just, like, saying, like, if Kanye can speak his mind, and we agree with it...
No.
We don't agree with it, but
that's the thing.
But we
he speaks his mind. He went off on that stage, said, Beyonce had the greatest music video of all time. People can disagree with it. The Grammys obviously disagreed with it. Everybody else saw him as an asshole for saying that, but he viewed that as him speaking his opinion. People told him to apologize for that. He said... Why would I apologize for speaking my opinion? That's what he thinks. That's what he sees about Trump. Trump never apologizes for his
and that's what
beliefs.
I'm trying to say too.
And that is where he's like, Kanye idolizes that. He looks up to this. Kanye West is an innovator.
Yeah.
Trump may not be an innovator, but in a sense, he is. If you can innovate like a business, that's innovation. Yeah. When you make these decisions and these business decisions and
I think
he's absolutely an innovator. Trump is absolutely an innovator due to his innovation of the political system.
Both of these men are in control of themselves.
No. I disagree.
Really?
I think they both are plagued by mental illness and actually don't have control. I think their brains... I think their thoughts control them more than they do.
But that is a part of who they are. That is a part of who they are.
Yes, you're right.
And you can't take that away from them.
No.
And so... Why wouldn't that be looked up to as an identity if that is who they are? You know what I'm saying? Like,
why wouldn't that be looked up to as an identity?
Like before.
Sorry, just like
what you said to me. You were like, no. What did I say before? You were like, no, they're not.
You said they're very in control of themselves.
Yeah. Because.
I think you're right. I think they are in control of themselves, but not as much as they would like to be. I don't think that Kanye West is in control of himself I stand by my point. I think Kanye West was not in control when he heard at the VMAs. I think that his thoughts were in control of him and not his id. I think
it goes by more of the no filter. But I genuinely believe with Donald Trump and Kanye West, like, they can teach themselves to control what they say. They just choose not to.
Kanye West dove into that. He talked about how much social media affects. You need to listen to his Zane Lowe interview.
Okay.
I've listened to it twice.
Damn.
It was an hour and a half. It's incredible. It's the most intense stream of consciousness, but such a good insight into who he is. It's amazing. It's incredible. The big boy interview was trash. Garbage. It was trash. He kept asking him about the music and blah, 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 because it was a radio station, and didn't dive into who or why. Is, yeah. Zayn, like, I fucking hate him. Like, he's such a horrible, basic interviewer. I don't hate him. I am grateful for him. I think that there are better people at the job that he has than him. Yeah. But I'm grateful for the fact that he gave Kanye that platform to speak. Which is, I'm grateful for SNL for giving him that platform to speak. Yeah. I'm grateful for, like, so when I went and said that he is not in control of his actions, I think that his thoughts and his mental illness was more in control though I think it was more of a manic episode, you know? Okay. I think when you have a manic episode, you are not in control. Yeah. As a consciousness, I think you're not in control. I think you're not consciously in control.
I think, yeah, I mean, do you ever apply that to yourself? Like, you do something and then you're just like, why the fuck did I do that? Or like, why the fuck did I say that?
Yeah.
Do you ever, like, it'll hit you, like, probably, like, 30, 40 minutes later, and you look back on the situation, and you're like, do you just realize, like, what the fuck you did and how many people it, like, bothered? Yeah. And it didn't bother you in that situation?
Yeah. Like, literally, like, Friday. Yeah. Absolutely.
It happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
And, like,
I agree.
In that situation, I don't know if I should feel regret.
or guilt or what.
Or guilt, or it's just, like, whatever. It is what it is. Like, I said what I was
I agree. Totally.
And I feel like in that way I related to Kanye West a lot. Because there's some times where I just, like, cannot control what comes out of my mouth. I see. Or what actions I do. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, saying something. It could be something I do. Yeah. Too. And it'll just be, like, my mind is going way faster than what I can, like...
Totally. I think... Okay, let me finish my point into why Kanye West loves Trump. Did you watch the White House rant? Or the White House talk?
I watched a little bit of it.
Did you watch the end?
No.
Trump said, Trump is a fucking moron. Like, he was looking at Kanye. He's just like, wow, that was a great statement. That was really something. That statement, that was great. I'm here with Jim Brown and Kanye West, two people who I like and I guess like me. And Kanye goes, why you say like? I love you. He said I didn't want to put you on the spot like that. And Kanye says, I love this man. I love you. And he got up and he gave him a hug. And it was like, it was powerful. Like, I felt his love. When I listen to his music, he has so much, like, his music is really just documented portions of his life. When you listen to I've listened to so many of his albums, just like over and over again. When you listen to College Graduation, you see a rapper on the rise. Kanye West is always going to be Kanye West and always has been Kanye West. When you look at College Dropout, you see somebody on the rise trying to make it as a producer, and he's dropped this rap. When he made the track Jesus Walks, hella people didn't sign him. And they were like, your opinion is wrong. This is a bad opinion, you know? Yeah. And he said, fuck you. No, it's not. Mm-hmm. And he in the line, you know the line in that song where he says, if I talk about Jesus, my record won't get played? That's just a fuck you to any radio station that doesn't, like, play him. And he spoke that on the record. And he's not going to change that because, like, people could have said, like, they probably did say, take this line out. Yeah. And he's like, no. Like, why would I do that? Yeah. When you see albums like Late Registration, he's just trying to make some fucking just jams for a soundtrack. He was going to be an artist. You know, he went to art school. Yeah. So he said, when I make art, I love it. And, like, I win. Like, I show people that I am good at this. Mm-hmm. But it's not as big as I want it to be. It's not as recognized. With music, I can create memories in somebody's life. I can create a soundtrack for somebody's day. Yeah. And he's like, that is just something that you can't do with art. Yeah. And I was like, holy fucking shit.
I think with him, it's also, like, he definitely knows who he is, like, on a platform basis.
Absolutely.
But he also, the music he puts out is also someone who's always striving for more. You see that.
When I listened to his new album, I listened to it, like, 5 times.
I know.
I listened to it.
We listened to it twice together.
I was on my, I was up at, like, 5 a.m.
Okay.
2 nights ago. And I listened to this album the whole way through. And I was just like, holy fucking crap. Like, you just see a man who he realizes his purpose now is, like, for God. Like, he's like, everything I've done up to now as a non-Christian, as a half-Christian, is like not for God. He said what he said that I really stood out to me was, he said, we're all doing things it was different wording than this, but he said, like, because of God and not for God.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. Like, so he was aware of his, like, existence up to this moment, and he's like, now, like, God, like, leads the way. Zane asked him, he's like, what about the future? And he's like, I don't live for the future anymore. I wake up and, like, God tells me what to do. And I do it.
I mean, are you a religious person?
I'm not, but, like, however where do you want to go with this?
This can go into a lot of different.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up. I gotta eat dinner.
Yeah, I have to
go. Well, shit, man.
We can continue this.
Okay, this has been lovely.
It has.
This has been great.
Wow, I didn't know we could talk that much.
Dude, I can bring it out of people.
You can.
I thought that was a great talk, great podcast.
Really? I did too.
That was amazing.
I mean, that's my first podcast. So.
You did great.
Thank you.
People all, when I'm like, you want to come on? They're like, I don't know if I can talk for that long. And Suey said something yesterday to me. He said, when they asked him, they said, oh, you can. He's like,
did Suey come on here?
Like 4 times.
No way. I want to come on here again.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know I could talk to you for that long.
People don't think they can.
Yeah.
But everybody can. You do it every fucking day for 18 hours a day. It's just more focused.
I've talked a lot today. Before I came here, I was on FaceTime with my friend for like...
Wow.
3 hours. And we were doing our stuff and we were talking.
I want to talk to more people about Kanye West.
Yeah, do it. Because, like, for us, we have very, like, similar... But I want
a lot of people... I want... Like, when I explain my... Like, to my parents or to somebody else that doesn't really see him the way I do...
Yeah.
They don't get it.
I think what you should do is you should make someone, like, watch, like, 2 or 3 things on Kanye West.
I asked Paul, I said, Paul, listen to the Zane Lowe interview and then talk to me about it.
Yeah.
So I want that to happen.
And, like, bring someone who isn't the biggest fan of Kanye.
That's what I'm going to do with Paul.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
I would love to hear that.
It's going to be dope. I'm excited.
I'd really like to hear that. Alright, cool.
Any final words?
No, I'm going to be back soon, though.
All right. Magnificent. Thank you for listening.